Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is, and it is time for another weekly track roundup, where I go over the tracks and songs that dropped over this past week or so, and tell you whether or not I liked them, I didn't. All of them are linked down below regardless, so if you want to check them out for yourself, you can do that there. You know what it is. All right. Let's get started with a few shoutouts, of course. Our Turntable Lab link is down below if you want to support us using that, getting a colorful pressing of a record we have reviewed on the channel. We get kickback from it. And also our Patreon page, if you want to subscribe to a tier over there and get some extra bonus monthly content, you can. It's cool. It's awesome. Supports everything we do. And a few releases that I wanted to give quick shoutouts to. This new collaboration EP from young Skrrt is pretty dope. Give that a listen, along with this new cover of the Arthur theme song from none other than Hot Dad. Try that out too. That's linked down below. We also have this new EP from Galen Tipton that's kind of banger after banger after banger. Very much in the vein of like an Igloo Ghost and everything like that, but still good, still enjoyable. Lots of colorful production all around. And finally, this new covers EP from none other than Father John Misty is pretty tasteful and enjoyable. Give that a listen. Give that a try. It is pretty sweet. All right. Those are the shout-outs that I wanted to get out of the way. Let's get to the worst tracks of the week. We have quite a few. One, this new track from Ty Dolla $ign featuring Kanye West, FKA Twigs, Skrillex. I believe Serpent with Feet is in the mix somewhere as well. Ego Death. And I think Twigs did a great job on this track. The beat also kind of reminds me of Kanye's Fade. It's like kind of a Fade 2.0, but way more of a mess and not quite as enjoyable. The Kanye feature is not all that great. It's really just a very lopsided track. Again, I'll use the word mess. It just came off like a mess, just not very consistent in terms of the quality, and that's really all I have to say about it. Moving on from there, we have this new track from Tinny Tempa, Wappa, which just kind of sounds like a beer commercial during like a football game, like a soccer game. And I don't mean like a football, like the 10-yard line football, but just sort of sounds like a beer commercial or something. It's a very tasteless tune, and the hook is annoying as hell. Moving on from there, we have this new track from Skylar Grey, which just sounds like some very bad summery pop music for the mall, although with the pandemic happening, you shouldn't even really be at the mall. I don't know, it just doesn't really feel like it's fitting for the time, Then from there, we have this awful new track from Glass Animals, Heatwave. I do not get the band's direction in this new album cycle. It's just like really bad trap pop with bland songwriting and just I don't know, just really unlikable reappropriations of hip-hop, electronic, and just trap music. I don't really get the appeal, personally. I did that one. Here we go. Evanescence, brand new single. Believe it or not, yes, they are here. They are back. It sounds pretty much like old Evanescence. It is melodramatic as hell. The guitars and drums are boring as hell. The lyrics are kind of trite too. It's Evanescence. You know what you're getting after all these years. It's Evanescence. And we also have this new track from Ellie Goulding, which to me sounds kind of like, I don't know, some pumpkin spice pop. Just sounds like a Starbucks, just sounds like a coffee shop that you don't want to be in for too long. I do not get the appeal. It is lost on me. Slow Grenade is the name of the song, if I did not say it already. And that is all of the worst tracks of the week for me. Let's get into the meh tracks this week. The songs that did not blow me away, but I still thought they were worth pointing out, checking out, pointing them in your direction. We have this new track from Washed Out. Yeah, I thought it was a little bland. I didn't think the songs were that evocative, but it's still a dreamy, sweet on the ears, pleasant production. If Washed Out is your thing, Time to Walk Away, the song over here, you may like it. Moving on from there, the front and bottoms come through with a somewhat generic but still energetically delivered and pretty well-written pop-punk rager on this song over here, Montgomery Forever. Check it out. Give it a listen. We also have this new track from Sun Kil Moon, where Mark is writing a more kind of direct and tuneful song with lots of singing, not quite as rambly as a lot of his recent stuff has been. While I don't think this is his most compelling writing ever or as of late, I do like this change in direction. I do like that he is going back toward a more, kind of sensible, traditional songwriting direction on this one, this Lemon Balm track. So I don't know. Hopefully more songs come out of this in this style that are a bit more potent. We also have this new track from the radio department where I wasn't crazy about the very buried vocals, but it's still a pretty nice, sweet on the ears, pleasant jangle pop jam. You're Looking at My Guy is the name of this one. We also have Skeleton, new track from soundtrack composer extraordinaire, Mr. John Carpenter. It is a pretty nice set of throbbing electronics and roaring guitars. I mean, nothing too revolutionary for him, but it's a fine piece. It's fine. We have Televised Mind, this new single from Fontaine's DC, pretty classic post-punk sound over here. A little repetitive, but lots of energy, classic sound, kind of a nasty snide vocals as well that I like quite a bit. David Gilmour of Pink Floyd fame, new track, Yes, I Have Ghosts. It is a nice ballad, even if the instrumentation is a little awkward, a little creaky, not executed the best, but still I think the songwriting and the heart is certainly there. We have Christine and the Queens, Eyes of a Child from this new Hannah soundtrack and everything, or at least, it's sort of included in, the piece, the series, the what have you. But it's a nice tune. It's very dramatic. I think the vocal performance is really what stands out about that song. It's just that it's a little repetitive. It is a little, I guess on the redundant side. It takes a while to build up to the point where it's really kind of like paying off at the end. But so the pacing could be better, certainly. But the vocal performance in the song is certainly there. And the payoff when it does happen, it is nice. It is gratifying. We also have this new track over here from an artist that I'm not too familiar with, Bianco. Put You in the Kitchen. I'm not crazy about the songwriting or the vocals, but the reason I kind of gravitated or checked this track out, gravitated toward it, was because none other than Chong the Nomad does production on it. And you may like the vocals, you may like the song more than me, but I will say that I thought the production killed it. I thought the production was great. It was creative. It was very eclectic and well assembled and groovy, just like I expect from Miss Nomad. So give it a try. Give it a shot. Again, you might dig the song more than me, but regardless, the production was top notch. Next, we do have this new song from none other than 6ix9ine, LEYA. It's another one of his Latin crossovers, bangers. The beat kind of goes, I think it's one of his better songs in this vein, though not one of his better songs in general. A lot of the vocals are strained, though it is pretty upfront, pretty hot, pretty heavy, pretty in your face. It's got an energy to it, but not much more than that. Then moving on to what I felt were the best tracks this week, we have to start Bam, Disclosure, new track with Aminé, and also slowthai on this one. It's a banger. It does not let up. Killer beat. Great performances from both of the guys on the track. Love it, love it, love it. We also have America, brand new song from none other than Sufjan Stevens, a 12-minute epic, the closing finale track to his brand new LP. Did a full-length track review of this over on the Fantano channel. You could check it out there. It's got some electronic elements to it, some Age of Odds elements to it, I would say, though it's a lot smoother and well-developed than a lot of tracks off of that record, in my view. I think it is quite epic. I think it is tastefully textured, and I think politically there's certainly a potent message to be heard here. Then moving on from there, we have this new track from SL, which has production from none other than Kenny Beats. This dude is a UK rapper that I'm not too familiar with at this point. Little Bird is the name of the song. I like the hook. I like his somewhat low-key energy. I love the woozy instrumental as well with that aggressive bass, which you usually get out of a Kenny Beats song. I like it. I enjoy it, but I don't know how much more tracks like this I would love without like at least some kind of changing up in energy or delivery or something. It is a little one-dimensional in a sense. We do have this track over here from Rema, who is a Nigerian singer who's on the come up, who I'm not too familiar with outside of, this track, Woman is the name of the song, and the vocals on it are just fantastic. Like the hook, the vocal work, the beat isn't too bad either. Like there are just a lot of great things about the tune on this track that I love a lot. And I just love that a lot of West African artists are just kind of crossing over into the American mainstream with songs like this. So I don't know, just loving it, just enjoying it. We have this new track over here, Afeni, Rhapsody remix with PJ Morton and D Smoke. The PJ Morton vocals could have been mixed a little bit better. The D Smoke verse reminds me a little bit of Kendrick, but I still think the sentiment of the song rings true and sounds great. And I still think it's a quality remix all around. Just a lovely reminder that this record that Rhapsody dropped last year is really good and thoughtful, and one of the better concept albums to come out of the past couple of years. We also have this new track from Pussy Riot. It is a Banger banger, even if it is a little short. Riot is the name of the track. It features IXXF. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Ice Peak, a little bit of Grimes, but harder and more aggressive in a good way. Give it a shot. We also have this new track over here, Black Mirror, with Muthafuckin eXquire, with Madlib on the production. And this is some of the most top-notch lyricism eXquire has ever packed into a track ever. And Madlib killed it on the beat too. I just love this song from front to back, love everything about it. Dare I say, I want a full-length project from these two based off of how amazing this song is. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it's been a while since Madlib has, sort of drifted out a little bit and decided to do an entire record with another rapper. And based on how good this song is, I don't know what the reception is generally. Like maybe it's not getting too many hits, but based on how good this song came out, I would love to hear a full length project from these two. I genuinely would. Loving this track from Megan Thee Stallion, Girls in the Hood, pretty much a play off of Boys in the Hood. I forgot to talk about this one last week, but it's fantastic. Love her flows, love her energy, love her lyrics. The instrumental is really creative as well. Loving it. Just loving it. Liturgy and LEYA, a wonderful new heavy black metal track from Liturgy, just pummeling, epic, amazing progressions as well, and also some awesome harp woven into the whole thing too. So just loving it, loving everything about it. We also have Wash Us in the Blood, brand new track from Kanye West. Travis Scott featured. Talked about this one on the Fantano channel as well. Did a full-length track over there. But I'll say quickly over here that I like the song. I like the writing. It's got a bit of a Yeezus flair to it, but a bit more aggressive and raw. And I think that's worth celebrating. We have this new track over here from Imperial Triumphant, which is some amazing avant-garde, heavy, and multi-phased progressive black metal, kind of progressive metal with a lot of different extreme elements sort of woven into it. And really excited for their new LP, one of the more exciting metal outfits out of New York in my view. We have a Horror with a new track over here about Christopher Dorner. If you don't know who that is, look it up because the lyrics are pretty much written from his perspective. It is raw and crazy and insane, but kind of some of the best punk music I have heard in a long time, so give it a listen. We have this brand new track from Full of Hell as well, language of the Molten Cherubs, or Molting Cherubs? I think it's Molting Cherubs or Molten Cherubs. Yeah, Molten Cherubs. Or Molting Cherubs, excuse me. And God, is this thing one of their most abrasive and experimental and noisy tracks ever. I love the way that it sort of climaxes into this amazing wall of harsh noise. It's heavy as hell. It's kind of industrial too. Definitely a far cry away from the sometimes run-of-the-mill power violence and grindcore the band usually dabbles in. Pretty interested to hear them sort of mature into this sound and honestly experiment with it more. Do more with this, for sure. We also have Cupcake, who has a killer new track out that dropped last week, but I also forgot to shout it out. Discounts, one of her most aggressive and well-written bangers to date. Just love everything about this one, from the beat to her flow, her energy. She just goes too far, honestly, on some of these lines, but it's just still a killer fucking song. We have Chai with, I think, one of their most amazing tracks in a while, Japanese J-rock and punk outfit. And I don't know, there's a really cool kind of Baroque influence to this track with the strings that are woven into it. There's like a Baroque breakdown or a Baroque down at some point in the song. It's actually kind of lovely and really enjoyable. I don't know what else to say. It's just a well-written track with some awesome kind of extra string elements. We also have this awesome A.G. Cook remix of So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings from Caroline Polachek, which is really creatively done, which, you know, there's no reason to expect any less than that from A.G. Cook, of course. We have this awesome new track from Brackens featuring Dylan Brady on production, which it's a banger. It's creative, it's hard-hitting, and I think it continues to show that Brackens has more gas left in the tank. I talked about a track of his a while ago in this series. A lot of people took to it pretty well, and looking forward to hearing more output from him in the future. Sauce in the Rough is the name of the song. We also have Bill Callahan, Pigeons, new ballad from him, which has a pretty funny kickoff with him referencing Johnny Cash, and a very interesting story involving like a wedding and everything. It's some really cool, low-key, bassy voice, narrative stuff from Bill that's really compelling and lovely, sweet on the ears. And we have this track from AJ Tracey over here that I wanted to quickly shout out, featuring Mabel, or Mabel, I think Mabel. West 10 is the name of it. And it's some really cool UK hip-hop with a slick, sweet hook, some kind of UK bass influence on the dance beat of the song, too. And, it's a really cool fusion of dance music and pop and rap music, kind of put together very tastefully and very enjoyably. And that is going to be it for this video. Those are all the songs I wanted to reference here. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the weekly track roundup, and I will see you guys in the next video. Anthony Fantano, Tracks Roundup forever.